Country's largest children's hospital announced it would stop providing so-called gender-affirming care for minors. Well, this was mandated by the state, and it was considered a win for concerned parents and their children. But behind the scenes, things at Texas Children's didn't really change. Disturbing new whistleblower documents reveal that the hospital never stopped these quote-unquote treatments. Just 3 days after the hospital said it was stopping, one doctor surgically inserted a drug delivery implant on an 11-year-old. Now, we learned all those details because one doctor at Texas Children's Hospital knew that these procedures were wrong, and he did everything he could to expose what was happening to these kids, even coming here on The Angle. Well, last week, Dr. Ethan Haim came back again, saying that heavily armed U.S. Marshals showed up at his house at 7 a.m. to charge him with 4 felonies. But there were no details. He didn't even know exactly what he was being charged with, but we do now. Dr. Haim made his first court appearance today, pleading not guilty to obtaining individually identifiable health information under false pretenses and then wrongfully disclosing it. But here's the kicker. The indictment says he did it with the intent to cause malicious harm to physicians and patients. But malicious harm? Isn't that what's being inflicted upon these kids? Dr. Ethan Haim joins me now. Dr. Haim, you have a baby on the way, I know, and you face now up to 10 years in prison. Are you concerned that they're trying to make an example out of you?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what's happening. I mean, standing in that courtroom and hearing those words, facing up to 10 years in federal prison is terrifying. And you think about everything I could miss, my family, the birth of my first daughter, the first few years of her life. But there's something greater to fear, and that's the fear of not doing something. Because the world we deliver our children into, what kind of world is that going to be if we don't stand up? So we're going to go to federal trial. If anyone wants to help, our legal fund, it's givesendgo.com/Texas_whistleblower. We need all the help we can get. We need to fight this. We need to win, because if we lose, the door closes permanently on whistleblowers in the healthcare system.
Yeah, your attorney says that you were a mandatory reporter of child abuse who reported as a whistleblower to the state of Texas what you had seen in the hospital, saying this is the government going out of its way to prosecute a whistleblower. What happens next?
Well, if there's one thing I would say, it's that the charges they're alleging are as unhinged and divorced from reality as the transgender interventions they're trying to cover for. They have no basis in reality.
Well, they're saying, for the viewers, hold on, Dr. Haim. For the viewers who don't know the background here, they're saying that you went into doctors' files and extracted information from those files about patients without the authorization to do so, and then use that information in an unauthorized manner. I think that's what they're alleging.
Yeah, it's they have their basic facts wrong, and it's not that the most powerful federal investigative agency on the planet is so incompetent to get these things wrong. It just vindicates what we've been saying all along, is that this is a political prosecution. But to answer your question, what we do moving forward is we fight. Just like I said the first time I was on your show back in January, we have our legal team together. We have Dan Patrick's son, Ryan Patrick, on our legal team.
I knew Ryan when he was a little kid. I knew Ryan since he was a little kid many, many years ago. That's amazing. Okay, great.
Yeah, he says hi. He was a former U.S. attorney for the Southern District of Texas. We have Mark Lytle on the case. He's one of the lawyers representing Gary Shapley in the IRS whistleblower case against Hunter Biden. We have Marcel Burke, and then I would say one of the most intelligent of all, Jeff Hall. I mean, this is a brilliant legal team.
Dr. Haim, well, just again, so people understand this and you can clarify some things. The indictment says that you didn't report up to your supervisor about this. Is that true or false?
Well, I'll say that if, say you were working at a bank and you found out your boss and the CEO were involved in corruption, something that may not be legal, and the avenues to blow the whistle went through your boss and the CEO, Would it be wise to blow the whistle to your boss and your CEO? Probably not.
Well, we are on this case. We're going to be watching it very closely, and check out my social media, and we'll link this up and information for people who are interested in this case. Dr. Haim, thank you so much. All right, the media.